What's up, everybody? I know you're gonna get a close-up of Lefty today. I gotta tell you guys, I just did a video on Recovery Truce number 7, and it's titled "No One Is Coming to Save You." And I know it can be a little harsh. It may seem a little harsh, but let me give you a little explanation before you watch that if you haven't seen it. And it's, nobody should or can want your recovery more than you, more than me. Yes, we have family, we have loved ones, we have husbands, we have wives, we have moms, dads, uncles, aunts, grandparents, we have cousins, we have kids, we have everything under the sun that want and need us, right, to be sober and to be in recovery, but nobody else is going to want it enough for you. Nobody can recover for you. They cannot recover for you. You have to want it for yourself. And that's the very first step, is making that action step into recovery and not being motivated necessarily to do it. You just have to do it. A lot of us humans, especially me, I like to be motivated before I do something. A lot of times I won't do things because I say I don't have the motivation. Well, when I made this Recovery Truce video, when I wrote down my notes for it, and I was looking through my notes, I'm like, what am I going to share with my channel today? I feel like today, after being 15 years sober, would be a good day to share a Recovery Truce. And one of the hardest hitting ones that I had in my notes was, nobody can want your recovery more than you do. And that's so true. Like, as much as I've been through in my life, I cannot say that anybody out there wanted my recovery more than me. And that's why I've recovered, and that's why I'm in recovery, and that's why I'm sober, and that's why I'm 15 years clean today to share with you guys, because I wanted it and I did it and I went out and got it. And it's an action step that I have to take every single day, one day at a time. And we learn to live with the things that we've done and the mistakes that we've made, and we put bookends and periods on sentences that are done, and we close chapters, we start new ones, and along the way we're going to meet people at the right time. And honestly, you guys, a lot of the things that I want to tell you and share with you guys on these messages are supposed to be inspirational. And I know I don't bring them in the coolest of awesomest productions, and I'm pretty low-key on the production end of it and stuff like that. But honestly, you know what? What came to mind for me is doing the next right thing when it's the hardest. And listen to my friends, when you go through something and you quit right before you get done with it, or you give up, you're giving up on the blessing or the lesson that comes with that. Because a lot of times, if you don't give up and you just push through, and you know it's hard and you know it's difficult, when you do that, that's when you get the blessing. You don't know what you're going to get if you give up, right? I've given this analogy before, but people in BUDS, people in the SEALs training thing, the SEAL training, you know, the naval special warfare type stuff, the SEALs, you know, the Navy SEALs, the men with green faces, if you've ever seen that. It inspires a lot of people to be SEALs. But they go through this training called BUDS. And it's an underwater demolition type stuff, and it's based on the beach, you know, out in Coronado and out in California, and it's really, really super tough, right? They're running up and down this sandy berm on this beach with logs and boats and Zodiacs, and they're getting wet, and they're linked arms, and they're laying in the sand, and basically it's 6 months of just getting your butt kicked. Well, there's phases to this. There's stages. And a lot of the times when I listen to Taylor Kavanaugh or Liberty Risk, some of the podcasts that I love to listen to, and these SEALs explain it like this, like, there are hard times in that training. It's supposed to be hard because they want people to quit that aren't tough enough to go through it. But a lot of the times people quit right before it's about to get easier. They go and ring the bell right before they're about to start a next phase, and it just gets a little bit better, and you have a little bit more understanding on how to do what they're asking you to do, or there's a little bit more camaraderie. And that's recovery, my friends, in a nutshell. A lot of us go through life and we're like, oh boy, it's getting tough. What do I do? They don't lean into their understanding or their experience or their wisdom. They just lean into fear, and they lean into, and they give up. And they're giving up literally right before the next win, right before they get that big W, right? And then they're handed a loss because they gave up, and they went back, they relapsed, they went back, and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. They didn't do the next right thing. And that's hard because you cannot recover if you constantly are giving up, right? And that's just the truth of it. I know a lot of us give up for different reasons. And let me share a little bit before I let you guys go. You know, when I was younger, I moved around a lot with my mom. And my mom didn't get remarried, or didn't get married at all. My mom didn't get married until I was about 14 years old. A lot happened from infanthood all the way to being 14. Me and my mom moved around a lot, and she had a lot of different boyfriends, and I found out recently that she is very upset that I share information about my childhood. And I just want to be clear with you guys that I don't share anything that is untrue. These experiences that have happened to me, and these are all just my way of sharing it, and these are my truths, and these are my experiences. You know, I don't share them to give anybody a bad name. I don't share them to make anybody appear to be worse or bad or whatever it is. It's difficult because when you become a part of social media and you share a lot, you do it because I do it because I want to help people, and I want people to know that we're survivors, we're warriors. And when I was growing up, I was put through a lot of abuse, a lot of neglect, and it wasn't all at the hands of my mom, right? So my mom, being who she is, having her own mental illness and stuff like that, she doesn't agree with me sharing that stuff. She doesn't think she has the things that I talk about her having. Obviously, it's hard to self-diagnose people. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I've noticed all the traits and some of the trends that have happened since I was a child and now, and I've realized that a lot of the things that I went through was as a result of somebody suffering from a certain illness that I'm not going to say it right now, but it's really difficult to relive some of the experiences that I went through. And a lot of things that I went through were, my mom had a lot of different boyfriends. They were really abusive, a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, a lot of inappropriate things I saw my mom do, everything from drugs to sexual stuff. And all this stuff was happening like right next to me and right in front of my eyes. And I was young, and I was very, formidable or impressionable. Some of my earliest memories aren't the best of memories, and maybe there were good times. Maybe there were a lot of good times, but I don't necessarily remember a lot of the good times because they weren't as impactful as the bad times. So I just want to remind you guys that, there are a lot of people out there that are upset with me right now, including half of my family. I don't have a good relationship with a lot of my family members. None of my sisters on my mom's side. And obviously 2 of my brothers. So I'm the oldest of 7. I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters, all younger. Alex, who is almost close in age with me, is 2 or 3 years younger than me. We're like that. We're really close. And then obviously Blake, my other younger brother's stepbrother, I'm really close with him, but he's got his own life. He does his own things. But none of the girls will talk to me because they don't like what I'm saying and sharing about our mom. But I don't care anymore. I mean, honestly, if they're not going to talk to me because of the things that I share about my mom, then I guess that's just the way it is. I think I'm doing a very impactful service to other people who have been through same or similar as me and have been dealing with people with mental illness their whole lives like I have, and have subsequently then taken on what has been as a result of that. It's been really difficult, and I'm going to share. And if they want to make their own channel and share their own stuff, hey, I implore and encourage anybody to do that. But just know this, that I don't share anything on here that isn't true. I don't share anything with you guys that will get anybody into trouble. And I surely don't share anything on here that would try to put or cast a bad light or a shadow onto anybody. I'm sharing what I've experienced, what I know, the truths that I know, and I know a lot of people watch these videos, even including some of my family. Of course, none of them come on, even in the good times. None of them have come on and commented or said, "Hey, wow, you make videos. I never knew that." Literally, my brother Alex and my sister Heidi are the only 2 people that I've known from my family to watch any of my content. None of my family does, and that's okay, right? They come on to see what I'm talking bad about, and then that's it. They don't care that I'm trying to help people or that this channel has been successful as a result of me putting my story out there. And that's okay. I don't honestly need their support, nor do I want it at this point. So for me, going forward, today is a huge milestone for me. And we got some big stuff coming up on the channel. I got some people that will want to share their stories. that include a lot of survivor material, you guys. I know there are people out there that are chomping at the bit to share their story, and I think I'm going to try to make it happen on this platform. I don't have all the cameras and all the fancy mics and the fancy little sit-down area, but mark my words. Today, August 10th of 2026, is going to be the turning point of this channel. And we're going to do great things on this channel. We're going to help a lot of people. We're going to get messages out to help people who are survivors. Survivors of abuse, neglect, drug abuse, physical violence, marital violence, anything and everything. I have a lot of people that would love to come on. And one person in particular that I think is working on their story to share with you guys, I think is going to be super, super impactful. So that's what I want to tell you guys today. Give recovery another chance. Nobody can recover for you. We have to do it ourselves, and that's where we start, one day at a time. Of course, you can have a faith. Of course, you can have an understanding, and you can have great examples of people who have done it before you, and great support systems and loved ones and friends and family, but they can't recover for you. You have to do it for yourself. So if you haven't caught that video, catch it when it loads, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Lefty out. See ya.